Hey guys, how's it going? This is Mike from M&R Automotive. Today we have a Hummer EV and we're installing a 40-inch curved light bar. First thing we're going to do is open the frunk, and we're going to use the two outside bolts. We're going to remove them to slide the M&R bracket through. Now we're going to slide the M&R bracket through the opening and tighten the same nut. I'm not going to tighten it all the way just because I want to get the alignment in between the light bars. So this is going to be, these two nuts are going to be the last thing of our installation. One thing I want to know, whenever you are hand tightening this, make sure that the bracket is pushed all the way up, so that way it's almost touching the front lip, so that way it doesn't sag. If you actually have it on the bottom position, it might interfere with the plastic trim. So just push it up and tighten the bolt. Now we're ready to thread the light bar through the bracket. Here are the two versions of the curved M&R light bar that we're going to use for the install. The installation process is the same for either of the light bars that you purchase. It's just a matter of what light bar you're going to connect. We'll connect the super slim one first, and I'll show you the other one. I am going to thread it. Okay. And now we're going to go ahead and tighten the bolts that are behind that are going to be holding the bracket. So whenever you do the final tie down, you want to press up on the bottom here and tighten this bolt, so that way the bracket is as close to the bottom lip as possible. Perfect. What do you think? It closes without interfering or rubbing on any of the panels, and I think it looks amazing. Flows with the contour of the front area of the Hummer EV, fits it perfectly. So now with the bowed design, we're capable of having it a lot closer to the front. I'm going to go ahead and route the wire so that way it's connected to the bracket. And then what we're going to do, we're going to zip tie the wire along this factory wiring and get it to a power source. So this is the pro version of the slim light bar that we carry, and it does have two bolts on each side. The bracket is the same, so I'm just going to go ahead and hand thread these first. We ran the light bar wire alongside the Hummer's factory wiring. We just used zip ties, and we ran it close to the battery, and that's where we're going to install the M&R wireless wiring harness, and we're going to make all the connections to it. So let's go ahead and see what's inside. So this is the wireless remote, very high quality, made out of aluminum. It does have a charging port. You will have to occasionally charge it. Overall, the buttons are nicely spread out, and it does have 3M double-sided tape, so that way you can attach it inside the vehicle. Next thing we have is the actual control module. You have circuits 1 through 8, the main wiring that connects to the battery, the ground strap, a fuse tab for an accessory wire. So what I want to do first, I'm going to go ahead and take out the screws from the top. So we'll remove the cover. We have 3 circuits that are 10 amps. We have 2 circuits that are 20 amps, and we have 3 circuits that are 30. We also have a positive terminal here to the battery, and we have a ground terminal here. I removed the fuse box itself, and there is a 100 amp fuse. That's the master fuse for the whole panel. I just wanted to show it to you guys. But what we're going to do, we're going to feed the light bar through the bottom portion. We're going to slide this terminal for the positive. I'm going to go ahead and tighten it. So now I'm going to do the same thing for the negative, for the ground. There's a strap here. And now we're going to go ahead and connect this to the battery. Okay, let's start on the positive first. We're going to go ahead and remove the cover from the battery. We have to connect the second half of the red cable to the battery. I'm going to go ahead and slide the terminal over it, and then we're just going to tighten that same bolt. Okay, so now that we have routed it through the slot, I'm going to go ahead and put the cover plate back on. We're going to go ahead and loosen this bolt in order to ground. So I'm going to lift this up. I'm going to slide the terminal underneath it and tighten it. So what I want to do on the black wire, I'm going to put an eyelid, and that's the wire that's going to get grounded on the chassis of the truck. So I'm going to use this bolt to ground my light bar. This is the fender bolts. I'm going to remove the bolt. I'm going to slide it through the supplied eyelid, and then we're going to go ahead and reinstall the same bolt back in. The other 2 wires that we're going to get are the 2 power sources from the light bar. One for the powerful white light, and the blue wire that's going to be for the amber DRL. The main reason why we have this blue wire here is because we have the amber DRL function on this light bar. If the light bar that you chose is only one function, either white or amber, you're just gonna have a red power wire and that's it. So you're not gonna have the blue one at all. The amber DRL does not draw much amps, so we can definitely put that on the 10 amp fuse. For the 40-inch Pro Series light bar, we definitely want to use a 20 amp fuse on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and slide the red wire on a 20 amp fuse. I'm just gonna loosen the terminal bolt, slide our wire under it, and we can tighten it. For the DRL function, I'll use this 10 amp fuse right next to it, so that way they are together. So now let's go ahead and test the function of the remote. With this button, you get the powerful white light. With this button, you get the amber DRL. And to kind of review the new product lines, we have two new light bars. They're both curved, so they fit the contour of the frunk a lot better than the straight would. And you get the slim design as well as the Pro Series. The main difference between the Pro Series and the slim design is that the Pro Series uses 10 watt chips compared to 5, and it also has bigger reflectors, and the optics allow the light to be shot a lot further. This acts more of a spot beam pattern than the regular light bar does. Thank you guys for watching. I know you're gonna love the product.